Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the First Class, Second Place podcast. I'm your host, Jason Enrique, and we've got another first-class guest up in the building today. But before we continue, I want to remind everybody that we are live in Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. Shout out to Marv Beyond the Glass. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're doing good too, Marv. And also, before we forget, I want to mention everybody, if you haven't heard already, I am now the official co-host of the 2 a.m. Crew Sports Show with Rick H. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube and all streaming platforms. Non-stop New York sports talk. You don't want to miss it. Yes, indeed. All right, so we got that out of the way, and I'm looking forward to this gentleman that we have here. Like I said, he's certainly first class, a super talented, all-around good guy, and I'm super jealous of the smile that he has. God really, truly blessed him. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Isaiah Seward is in the building. What is going on, Isaiah?
What's going on, man? I appreciate that, though, man.
Making you nervous already? My apologies.
Oh, I'm good. No, it's good.
No, but either way, I appreciate you coming on the show, and, you know, we've been trying to do this for quite some time.
Yeah, we've been trying to set this up for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to be here, man.
I'm glad to have you. So, here's the interesting thing. We won't get too much into sports talk, but I know that you're a Chicago Bears fan, but you're not from Chicago. You're actually from Virginia.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, first, before we get into a little bit of your fandom, like, what was it about Virginia that, like, basically your upbringing? What was it like? What was your experiences? And because the thing is, we'll get into all of it, but I know that you have been in the arts from a very early age, started with music and then everything else in between leading up to acting now.
Yeah, well, in Virginia or whatever, I didn't have any background with with any of the arts outside of music.
Mm-hmm.
And even that was like basically growing up, you know, my mom, whether you wanted to or not, you going to church if your mom takes you there, whatever.
Right.
But I had a strategy. I used to sneak down, like, you know, when they do, you know, take the offering time or whatever.
Yeah.
I would go, you know, you go around, you know, I ain't had no money at that time. I'm a little kid, you know, I'm touched the plate. Yeah. So, but I would go straight outside and go downstairs where the piano was, and, you know, me and I'm not gonna snitch on people that was with me, but but we always go downstairs and we, you know, be playing. There was a piano down there, and me and actually one of the guys, he actually made a career of it, of just being a pianist. So he was really good. But we used to go down and just play it on the piano and stuff like that, and that turned into like me and my little brother making, you know, our little songs and stuff like that. We had a Yamaha, whatever.
Oh, wow, that's
it was the most basic keyboards, but it worked though. So I was never an instrument player, but I know what that is. Because there was a time in my life where I was doing music as well, and it didn't pan out. You certainly had a little bit more success than I did. I mean, I didn't nearly do any of the anthems or the events that you did, but I know that you did okay for yourself. Man, I actually the one thing with music and stuff like that, I actually had a lot of like cool experiences and stuff like that. I mean, I opened for like a lot of like artists that, you know, are bucket list artists and stuff like that. Just because, and I don't want to like list a name drop, but at the same time though, it was a good run. So and even now, like every single time I try to put it down, somebody's asking for music for a film. Like I'm working on music for a film that's coming up, and, you know, one of the films that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But it just you don't age out of music. It just like you change up like what you're doing. That's all. You know.
Well, one of the things that I get from you is that you have this I don't want to say cocky, because that's not the proper word, but you have an abundance of charisma and confidence within you, whether it was in music or doing film. I mean, you could be in anywhere from this is who I am to doing what you're doing right now on Peacock and so on and so forth. So I mean, I guess that's basically, where did that come from? Like, did you get that from, like, was that like that Virginia swag, or is that something that you got from the family?
I would love to say that. Like, I would love to say that it was I have like a lot of anxiety, but it's weird because it's like inside. When you having, I think when anybody has anxiety, like throughout their life or whatever, you learn to mask it. But at the same time, when I'm being myself, when I'm comfortable, I'm in an environment where I'm comfortable, then you see like the true personality, and that may be what you see, because
you know, when I'm around, you know, people, you know, like I feel like friends and family and stuff like that, it's easy to just, you know, come out with it. But when you're talking about on the mic, that's different.
Yeah. Okay.
Once I get on the mic, it's like it's a different person. You know what I mean? Or like a stage, or you know, on camera and stuff like that. It feels more comfortable because I don't know. I can't explain it, but it just feels more comfortable to be on the stage or be, you know, on a set or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I get from you, especially at a very early age, possibly, is that you were just a performative dude all around, and you just decided to turn it into a career.
I did one as far as like as a child.
Yeah,
I did one play. It was a Christmas play, right? Okay. One of my cousins was playing. He was playing. It was like a Christmas play, and I was playing Joseph or something like that. But he was ad-libbing, right? And I didn't know how to, you know, I didn't know how to improv at that time. I was like, you know, a little kid, you know, so I ended up like flubbing my line, but it was because it was like, he's not saying his line. I was like, he's ruining the show, you know, but you know, that was the performance I did. And, but I think it was a little bit later or whatever. I did a talent show actually with, my boy DeRay. Me and him, we had a duo, like a group that we made. It was called what was it? It was Pinnacle. That was just what it was. His rap name was Thought Process, and he used to work at this airbrushing shop. Okay. He made up these. Now the shirts were dope because this boy he was so talented. He airbrushed the shirts for us. It was at the mall he used to work at, and he airbrushed the shirts for us and created a logo design, and we did a talent show at school or whatever, and you know, just out of nowhere or whatever, and we killed it. I know people always say that, you know, you're a little bit taller, faster back, you know, when you look back, but we killed it. and after that, that's when I started thinking about it like seriously and stuff like that. And then I've been really lucky with opportunities. I don't think anybody's self-made. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know, they may not give people credit, but you know what I mean? You got a lot of people to do that. But no, I've got opportunities after opportunities. Some of them I didn't deserve. I wasn't ready for. But, you know, luckily for me, I had people around me that, you know, I had mentors, like people that from people like I got into doing tours with this guy named LaRue. I've done like several steps or whatever, I guess stages of my career. I was gifted opportunities and stuff like that, and you know, luckily it worked out.
Yeah. Now that's also interesting you say that, because one of the things that kind of floats in my head right now with you saying that is, you know, you just said that there were things that you were very fortunate to get. Maybe you didn't deserve some of it, and you know, you've been taking the best opportunities that you can with what has been going on with you. Whatever opportunity came your way, and you made the best out of it. But being human, as we all are, ever have those imposter syndrome moments?
Oh yeah, all the time. I just had it's funny because I just had an audition yesterday, and you know, the industry is a little bit you know, it's in a weird place right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so auditions are a little bit spaced out a little bit differently than they have been in the past. And the audition came, and you know, I was feeling confident and feeling good. And then after you and get these opportunities or whatever, then you're like, you know, do I deserve to be here? Like I was on when I was on New Amsterdam for
I remember, yeah,
recurring role and everything. I was one of the paramedics, and I don't think I actually settled in to understand it, because you know, they were phenomenal actors there. You know, from Janet Montgomery to oh man, I shouldn't have said any names, because now I'm gonna forget people, but it was an all-star cast and stuff like that, and then very talented actors that may not have the name recognition and everything like that, but still awesome actors. And it comes a time where you're sitting there and you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I do belong here, I wouldn't be here. Because it's easy to think, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Sure. But yeah, imposter syndrome is something I think can sneak up on anybody, you know, at any level, any stage, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, believe it. That's something that I've had to deal with certainly quite a few times in my life. I mean, it still kind of happens even now. I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine over the weekend where, long story short, it really took me some time to really just sit down and appreciate so far what I've done with my career, whether it's podcasting or acting, whatever the case may be. Because, it does, I do have those moments of the imposter syndrome. Like, it's either like, I don't know if I belong here, or if I really should be doing this, or did I deserve this? Or there's where I don't even think about it, and I just think it's just status quo. It's I can't kind of find the gray area or the humbleness factor of it, if possible. And in a way, I'm kind of okay with that, in the sense that it's just giving me more fuel to stay consistent. And I don't know, but also in that, it kind of makes me feel like, am I ever going to get satisfied? If am I ever going to get an end result? Which I really shouldn't focus on an end result. I should just enjoy the ride for what it is.
And that's I think the key to, like, overcoming it or whatever. Because I don't know, do you ever like when you have that situation, do you have like, what do you do to like snap out of it?
I either just naturally do it, like it's just like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then other times where I just kind of like go ghost from the world, and it's not anything personal towards anybody. It's just, hey, I'm overstimulated. I just need to recharge and just settle down and go back to basics, so to speak. And even just the simplest thing for me can do it. And one of the simplest things that I love doing, and it's also very therapeutic for me as well as good for my health, is walking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's funny because there was a time where, like, I mentioned this before, like, situations with my dad when I was living with him at the time, and it was just kind of a toxic environment living under the same roof with him. And one of my therapies, quote unquote, was to just either have my iPad or my iPod or CD player back then, because that's how far I go back. I'm a dinosaur at this point compared to some jits out there.
I'm a dinosaur too.
But like what I would find myself doing is just listening to music, and I would just be walking for miles and miles, not even going anywhere. It's just very aimlessly. And then afterwards, I would just keep on going until the sun was going down, and I didn't even know it. I wasn't even focused on the time. I wasn't telling myself I'm going to do this for this amount of time. I just went, and it worked wonders for me, only until it didn't again.
But it also, it helps you to think. I can't remember where I heard it or who said it, but it was somewhere I said we should take a walk a day. You know what I mean? And for me, I used to drive, and until it just became ridiculous to, you know what I mean? You just burning gas or whatever, fuel, whatever. So it definitely helps you to focus and recharge, just to take a minute to breathe. It's just solitude. A lot of people don't actually have time, but they just are alone with their thoughts, you know what I mean? And even if you have music going on, you're still thinking and you're still like decompressing or whatever,
Absolutely. Now, I mentioned before that obviously you display a great amount of confidence, and you have this great smile, and you've had a very blessed career thus far with what you've been doing. Do you feel sometimes that for people that they're not in the arts, or they don't do what you do, that they kind of not judge, but I would say they kind of like get the wrong idea about you in some ways?
Yeah, I usually even at the gym that I go to and everything like that, I mean, people find out because we end up exchanging Instagrams and stuff like that, so they find out and stuff. But I usually don't tell people what I do, you know what I mean? Or because everybody can't handle that and still treat you like a human being. You know what I mean? Like, you become like a mascot, and it's like, I like real human interaction, and I'm not even like household names. Like, I can't imagine how it is, when everybody knows who you are before you even, before they see your Instagram or before they find out or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But it is some people and everything it's good to network and everything, and and you never know who you can network with or whatever until you open up. But sometimes I am a little guarded about saying what I do and stuff like that, because everybody, and sometimes you can't tell everybody, because some people look at that as a way to get something from you.
Yeah.
And I'm a giving person, so that's the bad thing for me, because I'll be like, yeah, sure, take it.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir right now. That's one of the things that I've had to learn ever since getting into this business per se. There's a lot of opportunists out there, and there's a lot of people that they come with empty cups, and they know where to find the people that are willing to fill them full glass. And
yeah, because but I will say this though, everybody that I've met, I mean, in the music side of things, music is more of a, I don't want to say cutthroat, but it's more of a like a dog eat dog type of industry, because everybody's like, but the thing I loved about acting, and I got into acting because a friend of mine, Foron, actually, he suggested that I go down to casting, a casting company. I can't remember what it was. Central Casting. That's what it was.
Central Casting.
And I was like, at the time I was like, I'm not gonna act. But he suggested it, and that's actually what started my journey acting or whatever.
Yeah.
But I forgot my point.
Well, before, if you get to your point, we'll get to it. But what I was going to say right now also is that what I appreciate about what you did as far as your acting career is, as opposed to somebody that just went from one art that, it either ran its course or it didn't work out, and you pivoted to another direction. It's you actually took it serious. Like you take me as a guy that is a student of the game, whether you do the classes, you do the homework, you do this, you do that, you do everything that is needed to do in order to succeed in what you want to do, as opposed to people that their egos and their narcissism already can get in the way from really achieving what they really should be going for.
Well, yeah, I didn't. That's what I was getting at. Foron, he told me to go down to Central Casting, and they do more like background actors and stuff like that. But I had never been on a set.
Okay.
So not like a professional. I've been on little, indie sets and stuff like that, where like my friend just had a camera and and a boom mic, but I had never been on one of those big, huge productions and stuff like that. So I actually think it was an excellent experience. And the first, let's be real, the first speaking role I got was because, you know who Andre Holland is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm on the set of the Nick, right?
Okay.
And it's all right. This is a story. I'll try to keep it brief. Okay. But it was my last day booked. I was booked for like 3 days background acting, and it was my last day. I was a little bummed out, and I had to go talk to myself in the mirror and be like, yo, you're on a set of a movie set. You're in New York. You're not. You're lucky to be here.
Yeah.
So I did that, talked to myself, and it was this guy that was brand new, and I was helping him along because he didn't understand how to pantomime, which is just like when you're mouthing words or whatever. Yeah. So, but you're not supposed to say anything because the mic could pick you up, and they're trying to get the dialogue.
It's funny you mention that, because when I see sometimes movies or TV shows that do that, and I look at the background people, I know exactly what it's like. So yeah.
But we used to have full on conversations, just silent. Yeah. Like it was wild. Like you connect with other people.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I've done it too, and it's just funny that you could say a lot to each other with just facial expressions.
Yeah. I immediately loved acting just from doing the background acting, and what ended up happening is I got, like I said, opportunities were given to me, and I just happened to take it. But Andre Holland was behind me. Now, I didn't know who nobody was. And I think sometimes that helps you because you don't get out of your body about stuff or whatever, or get off your whatever it is. Anyway, off your game. But they moved me over to right where he was. And I was helping the other guy. It was his first day, and I was like, dude, he's just like going, and I was like, no, say words, dude, say words. And then he was like whispering, but the mic was saying, I was like, don't actually say words. But it was cool because we were like laughing and joking and stuff like that. And they moved me over to the area where Andre Holland was, and they did a take. He's walking past me, right? And after a take, he bumps me. And I was like, oh, my bad, just instinctively, because I'm like, I'm over here, I'm about to get fired. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, hey, I don't want to get fired in here. So I was like, oh, my bad, man. I thought he was just another background actor like me.
Sure.
Because I didn't know, But so then after that, Steven Soderbergh directed The Nick.
Yeah.
But Gregory Jacob was this the AD.
Yes.
He walks out, comes over to me. He's like, we're going to try something. We want you to react now. We're going to do this again. Same thing, react. And but we want you to monologue a little bit before leading into the scene. So I started talking about, I didn't know what monologue was at the time. But I knew that I couldn't talk about cell phones because the Nick was a period piece.
Exactly, yeah.
So I was like, what can I talk about that's not going to be, dated? So I don't remember what I was talking about or whatever. So I started talking about something, and then the first take went through, and we had like a little stare down. It was a cool, like me and Andre Holland was supposedly gonna get into a fight. He bumped into me, and I was supposed to get into a fight with him or whatever. But the first one was horrible, and it was like after they did it, everybody was like, like we don't know if we're gonna use this. And I just said it. I was like, worst monologue ever. Everybody busted out laughing. And then Gregory Jacob gave me a second try, and that one worked, and it made it into the show. Yeah. So that was my first line ever.
But that also sounds like it was a perfect icebreaker for you, because like you were probably, your nerves were all up in all over the place and so on and so forth. And then when you have that moment of laughter, it was like an icebreaker, and then afterwards it gave you time to really just compress yourself and like, okay, I got this,
Yeah.
And it kind of brings me to it's a nice segue, because I wanted there's a quote that I read from Bryan Cranston, one of the greatest actors of our generation.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he said, "Nobody wants to hire someone who actually needs a job. We want to hire people who are confident in what they're doing and saying."
Yeah.
I mean, when I read that, rather, that made all the sense in the world, because I could recall a time where I was doing a commercial shoot for somebody that, he's a director of mine. I won't mention his name, but he's somebody that's a good friend of mine, and I highly respect him. And I finally got a chance to work with him, and for some reason I couldn't remember my fucking monologue. I don't know if it was because I was so excited to be finally working with him, and I wanted to make a good impression, and it just wasn't working out. But ultimately I was just like, you know what, just calm down. You got the job already, man. Why you gotta be nervous?
And that's it. That's the imposter syndrome, I think, that you, even though you've done the work, you deserve to be there, and you don't realize that you deserve it, and a lot of times it's from maybe your background, where you're from, and everything like that. And like, I'm gonna be real with you, in Richmond, Virginia at the time, they're doing well now. Like Richmond now has a lot of film and arts and things like that, and they're doing very well. I just came from a film festival from there. But when I was growing up, there was nothing. Like, that wasn't something that that I could look to be like, I'm gonna be in movies or on TV. At most you were like, I can be on the local news. You know what I mean? That was it. So, sometimes that's what makes it so that it looks like it's unattainable, even when you're doing it,
Yeah, and just like with Virginia, it's kind of happening here in Jersey as well. I mean, it's starting to become the Hollywood East Coast.
Jersey's about to. Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of things like coming. A lot of companies coming and building up studios and everything. So
look at the biggest comedy that's out right now, Happy Gilmore 2. The majority that was filmed here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that happens if Jersey didn't have the building reputation of filming that it does right now.
Well, I found out a fun fact.
Okay.
It's at the film festival I went to. I think the Garden State Film Festival. They said this was like the birthplace of motion pictures. I didn't know that, though.
I did read that, but I don't know how accurate that is.
We'll see if they just claim this stuff.
Exactly.
They just saying shit at this point.
Because listen, like, we're proud of a lot of things, but we still like to hold on to something. Like, we don't even have sport teams anymore. We just have the New Jersey Devils, and that's it.
Hey, no, y'all got sports teams. I think New York is in denial. Okay, the Giants play 15 minutes from my house. Okay, so like
Jets too. Yeah,
that is a Jersey team. I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying it, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, the Jets
be
too.
Like, man, who's this fake ass Bear fan that's just talking all this shit and everything?
Because hey, I must. My dad's from New York, so like, but obviously, like, I grew up in Virginia, so he moved down there with my mom or whatever. But you can't tell him that that he's not still living in Brooklyn, because you cannot say anything to this man. But like, I tell him it's the Jersey Jets all the time, the Jersey Giants and stuff. And he's like, no.
I mean, I guess you just got to tell it like it is, and so people just will be in denial.
I'll drop a pin at the stadium and stuff and send it. Where's this at, Dad?
So you got a little bit of trolling in you as well.
Yeah. No, I know when to stop, though. I know when to stop. There's a point where you just gotta let it go with him, because he's Dad. You know what I mean? But but I still give him a little bit.
Would you say that you're also a little bit of a chip off the old block?
I'm a lot like him, in a lot of ways. And I didn't realize it until I got older. And I started saying stuff that he said. Whoa! Like, oh, I didn't. That's not me. And you realize, okay, I'm. the apple don't fall too far, you know?
Dude, the moment I found out that I could sneeze exactly like my father is when I started getting worried. Like, holy shit, I could actually sneeze like him too? Oh my God. I already look like him, you know?
Oh, you do? Oh, nice.
I did. I mean, he's unfortunately no longer with us.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's okay. That's fine. I've talked about it on the show plenty of times.
Oh, cool.
But I do have to thank him for giving me a luscious, great head of hair. So.
Oh, yeah, with the slick back too. Yeah. Hey, look, my dad has like a little bit finer hair to me or whatever, and he used to slick his back. You know what I mean? But I tried to do it when I was younger. Mm-hmm. It didn't work the same. didn't quite. You know what I mean? But I did try it though. But yeah, you realize as you get older, you're a lot like your parents.
Right, yeah. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you also, especially you being an actor, is for people that are not in the industry and they only look at it from afar, and even these could be people in your life or not. Like I'll give you my story, for example. So in the beginning, I knew when I was a kid that I wanted to do things like this, but long story short, I really didn't pursue them because I got discouraged by people that were closest to me, and I let the discouragement get to me. And I've had conversations with people that have done things, whether it was acting, sports, politicians, whatever the case may be. And there's not every single one of them, but there's been a good number of people that they've had that support system from the beginning. So it's always interesting to me to talk to people that whether they've had that support from the beginning or you kind of had to have that attitude where you had to prove everybody wrong. So for me personally, I had to be the latter. I had to be the latter of showing people that not only am I out to prove them wrong, but at the same time, I'm also trying to show them as to why I'm doing it as opposed to what their preconceived notions was. Like when I said that I wanted to act when I was a kid, they were thinking more in terms of monetary. Like they thought that this is something that I wanted to do because I wanted to be rich and famous. When no, I actually was, still to this day, I'm a huge movie buff. I'm a movie head, and I don't think I watch movies like a regular person can because I do it from a different optic, and I think that's just the acting with me, and it's always been that way for as long as I can remember, still to this day. And I think now, not fully, but I think now they're starting to see as to why I'm finally pursuing this, and not necessarily trying to prove them wrong, but to show them why I was interested in the first place, as opposed to just, I don't want my brother to be like, "Oh, dude, you're on the Hollywood shit." That's not what I'm going at.
You know what it's funny because I think I didn't have the. My dad definitely didn't want me doing this. Like even when I was younger, I was, messing around with music and stuff like that. He wanted me to get into computers. Okay. Like I actually did computer programming at one point in school, and I hated it. I was good at it, but I hated it. You know what I mean? And it's not. I mean, it just wasn't for me. A lot of other people, that's what they do, and kudos to them.
Yeah.
I can't stare at the screen and look at the Matrix all day. But I don't think my family knew. I moved out a little bit young, and I don't think my family actually knew. They worried about me because I was the black sheep of the family, I guess. And
I love these stories.
Yeah. Like they were like, we hope he's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Because they were like, I don't know. And basically, just until recently. It was a beautiful moment because this year, I went down. I was talking about going down to Richmond. I went to the Richmond Film Network. I went to their film festival.
Yeah.
And my parents got to take for the first time. It was my parents and my Aunt Connie came, and they got to take a picture on the Step and Repeat with me. Mm-hmm. And that for me was a big moment because it gave not just because it gave legitimacy to my career or anything like that, but it was a moment. It was the first time my family had actually come and seen something that I'd been on at a premiere or a festival or something like that, and they got to enjoy and join in on it. You know what I mean? And so that was big for me, just to have them be a part of it, because all the time before they'd be like, "Oh, I saw you on TV," we saw it, and that would be the extent of it. You know what I mean? But people that know you, I don't know about you, but I want to hear what you say too. But people that know you, they're like, yeah, TV, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I had the chance to open for like some big name musical artists and stuff like that, and they were like, yeah, okay. I mean, these are like, these are like icons. And I'm like, yo, I just finished opening for yada, yada, yada. And they're like, all right, that's nice there. Can you do me a favor? Go get yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, well, I'll bring you the broom, Mom. Thanks.
Well, not necessarily that, but it's almost kind of like, sorry, I missed that one. So I'll give you an example. So I did one of my first acting gigs was a TV show called Nights, and I got the real good fortune of working with Miko Gattuso, who, for people who don't know, he played Mouse in Euphoria, the drug dealer with all the face tattoos and everything.
Oh,
yeah, I got a chance to work with him. Super nice guy and everything.
Yeah.
And I hope he's doing well. Shout out to you, Miko. But when I would tell people that, it was either like they were impressed, or they were also like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Oh, what you're talking about. Anyway, you want to go get something to eat?
Yeah. It's exactly that. You know what I mean? It's really no middle ground.
Right.
So, but you get all types of. It's good sometimes because I got enough people around me to keep me grounded. You know what I mean? Make sure I don't get a big head and stuff. But yeah. But it does feel good when somebody appreciates and they're like, oh man, you did this cool thing. And it's genuine, you know what I mean? And it's not like they like, you did this cool thing, can you hook me up? You know what I mean? Because that's usually the next question.
Oh my God, yeah. Listen,
and I'm all for helping people, and I believe strongly in pay it forward because it comes back. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
But
well, I mean, I agree with you to an extent.
Yeah.
And what I mean, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So, as I mentioned, I've met plenty of people throughout the last couple of years that have just been opportunists, and they come with their empty cups, and then they go to people. They know how to sniff out people with full glasses, and then just drain your energy and all that stuff. So, what I'm getting though is specifically in this industry is I have been able to see a lot of people that they are clearly in it for the wrong reasons. I mean, they're doing it for clout, they're doing it for their ego, they're trying to show off to their friends. And that's why, and again, I mentioned this before on previous episodes, where one of my favorite books that I've been reading recently is by Marcus Aurelius. It's called Meditations. And there's a great line in that book where he goes something along the lines of like, you don't try to go for the end result. You enjoy the journey for what it is. And, if you're a person that's just looking to people liking it or hating it or whatever the case may be, then your train is pretty much off the tracks. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I've been able to bump into a lot of people in this industry that they're doing it for their ego, or they're trying to like get some kind of weird revenge or whatever the case may be, or try to prove something to themselves. And okay, fine. In some aspects, if that's the route you want to take, so be it. That's not the route that I'm going to take. But I don't feel this like you're not
sustainable.
Really, it's not sustainable,
you know what I mean?
And it's also like it's almost kind of a little bit of a backhanded compliment or a slap in the face to people that actually do take this seriously.
Yeah, well, I think early on, I was just like floating through it, like because it was like just fun to do. I think when you start to learn the business side of things, it can either, to me, it's a necessary evil. Like, you gotta get the business stuff. Like, I don't enjoy taking pictures, but you have to have headshots. I don't. I like some things about social media, but I'm not a person that loves what social media turns people into.
I love what you're saying, by the way. Please continue. Yes.
Oh, cool. But at the same time, though, I'm not. I like for people to to say, "Oh, you did great," and to know that your work is validated.
Fun, yeah.
But I don't do it in like, "Oh, I'm gonna get famous off of this," like, because I understand fame and money go hand in hand in this industry.
Sure.
But you can't chase the fame aspect of it. What is it? What's the saying? If you live for the applause, you'll die from the. I don't know. I can't die from the criticism or something like that. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But the point is, it's like you can get. I had a point where I was like that, where I was like living for the applause, and then I had to. It took a couple things that kind of humbled me, make me take a step back. Yeah. And I think everybody goes through that. But yeah, man, it's easy to fall into that where you're just chasing being famous and stuff like that because you get a taste of it. And it's intoxicating. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you bringing that up kind of reminds me of there's people out there that'll They'll spend all their time on making, some kind of content for social media, and they'll take up all their time and effort and so on and so forth. And then their day is ruined when they only get like 6 likes.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes it's really not about the likes. Like you could have a post that is, like say you made a video or something like that, did a sketch or skit or whatever. Mm-hmm. It could be awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not, you don't have control of this.
Right.
Zuckerberg does. You know what I mean? Like the what is it? The algorithm does.
Yeah, the algorithm, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any, like, if you have the content that has like certain topics or whatever that's about or whatever, it's not gonna get the same amount of likes. But that doesn't mean you should stop making it, because you never know what's gonna hit.
Right. Or don't drive yourself crazy to the point where you have to figure out other avenues that's really not that important. I mean, just do it for the hell of it, and because you enjoy it.
Because you're just sharing it with the rest of the world. Yeah. That's all social media is, right. Just sharing it with the rest of the world.
And you also make a great point also, because listen, I've mentioned before playing on the show plenty of times where what we're doing right now, I love doing this. I love being in front of the microphone and a camera and just talking.
I forgot we were here.
And we're just talking amongst ourselves. I hate like the promo stuff. Like
I suck at it.
Yeah, I'm constantly asking people to help me out, this and there, partly because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and 2, because I really deep down inside don't want to do
this.
You
do a good job though, man.
I'm trying, but it doesn't mean that I'm enjoying it. Like when I do the clips and everything on social media, all right, cool and everything, whoop-de-doo, but it's not my favorite part.
No, this is the favorite part for me, and I like the creation part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like one of the reasons why I slowed down with music until like every time I wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. Somebody would, and this is how I know I was meant to do it. Every time I would want to quit music and just like, I'm going to phase into, just acting, and I'm not going to do, and there's nothing wrong with, I think it's actually a good thing to do, and multiple things.
Yeah.
Have multiple things that you do, and it all shouldn't be related to like, do you make money from it? Mm-hmm. And that's like the programming that we get, where we are all like programmed that if you're not making money from it, you shouldn't be doing it. But you should. I read somewhere where you gotta have things that you do for your health, things that you do that just for your mental,
sure,
things that you do to make money, and things that you do to develop skills. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And if you get all these things together and everything like that, then you're gonna have a well balanced life. You know what I mean? Where you're not like your work life ratio is automatically gonna be good. Because like I do Muay Thai, mm-hmm. And that's something for my health, and actually it's a mental. It brings you a different like serenity. I know it sounds weird because you can you.
It doesn't sound weird at all, man. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Like as you're saying that, I understand completely what you're saying, and it's almost like I'll tell the people out there right now where. I'll be honest, I hate working out. It's just something, a necessity that I feel I have to do, but ultimately I hate cardio and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to just find what works for you, mm-hmm. and what benefits you. And believe it or not, the one thing that works for me as far as like fitness is concerned, mm-hmm. is yoga.
Oh man. Hey, my ex, she got me into yoga though.
Yeah.
Like, you think the relationship didn't work out. Mm-hmm. That's different. But the things that I took from it, like yoga and everything. When I'm not flexible at all. I couldn't sit and cross my legs.
And man, for a big dude, I'm pretty flexible, so don't.
Man, but now though, after doing it doing it over time or whatever, you get more flexible. I'm over there doing Warrior 2, Warrior 1. You know what I mean?
Downward facing dog.
Man, I did one of them. I was doing my favorite one is I'm gonna give her a shout out, Jessica. Mm-hmm. She does soul therapy, but she does she's an excellent yogi, and there's actually one at Culture at Culture, the gym that I go to, mm-hmm. and she's amazing too. Gabby, she's a great yogi, and but you start doing it, it gives you peace of mind. Your body, you start getting more flexible. You start feeling your body, mm-hmm. in a different way. You know what I mean? You really don't know until you actually try it out. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But yeah.
So another topic or talking point that I want to get into now is we're living a really, really weird and crazy time because of the political aspect and so on and so forth, that it's even seeping into the industry, where we see somebody like Colbert getting canceled because
that was crazy.
People don't want to be judged or made fun of. Not some people out there that don't have exactly the thickest.
Really important people.
We love the news. But, you know, I actually had a conversation with my last guest, shout out to Jerry Diaz, because he's a comedian, and, you know, comedy is his bread and butter, and now he feels like he's worried about what the landscape is going to be like because people can't take a fucking joke apparently these days. So I guess in the landscape of acting and everything that comes with like the landscape of like art and being able to express yourself and freedom of speech and so on and so forth, do you feel like it's really like the stakes are higher than ever now, or is this just another one of those things where we just got to get through?
Oh man, I got a lot of quotes that I know that I read and everything from different people and stuff like that. I never remember them exactly, and I never remember who they're from all the time.
You can paraphrase,
but it's like an artist's responsibility is to, in times like this, is to speak out on it. So if you or do art, satire, parody, whatever it is, that's the artist's responsibility. A lot of my friends, because I did sketch comedy for like 3 years, and it's a lot of comedians, and amazing comedians, like, you know, and you know, that's what their job is to make fun. Their job is to make fun of, you know, of everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And when you start seeing people that go to comedy shows and they can't take a joke, it's like, dude, you went to a comedy show, you sat in the front row, what you doing? You know, you know what I mean? Like, what you expect?
If you go to Blue Man Group, don't expect to not get stuff.
Yeah, don't expect to get. Yeah, exactly. You know, but I definitely think that comedians, that is their role in society, is to make fun and point out things and have commentary on things. And I think a lot of the comedians are doing an excellent job of doing that. But art should not be muted or censored. And I say that about there's a lot of art out there that I don't like. You know what I mean? That I don't agree with. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not my vibe. But like, you can turn it off.
Exactly. You don't have to pay attention to it.
Yeah, like I think the thing that we've gotten to a point, and I'm all for speaking out when you see something that's wrong, right? But we've gotten to a point where I think that we tend to, and I do it too, so I'm not like just saying everybody else, but we tend to want to make the world comfortable for ourselves. And sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to grow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And people, you know, and you got to be accepting. You can't be like, oh, we're the good guys, so you got to be like us, or you're not the good guy. You know what I mean? You have to realize that there are other people that are good guys that may just not be like you. They might not agree with you on certain topics. Now, there's a line. You know what I mean? Like,
Hulk Hogan knew that line.
Oh,
well, let's not even get into that.
I'll say this.
Okay.
I feel sorry for his family, and I do, but I wasn't his biggest fan. Obviously, he wasn't mine. You know what I mean? Because I'm not an athlete. You know what I mean? That was his comment.
I remember.
I'm not an athlete, so I don't matter. You know what I mean? I could never marry his daughter. She probably don't want me anyway, but you know what I mean?
Either way.
Anyway, so I had mixed feelings about that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to speak ill of the dead and all that, you know, but, you know, what can you do? Anyway, but you know, somebody, and I prefer Macho Man anyway.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Really?
Yes.
All right, good. But the point that I was like just trying to make is just like a lot of people, they don't understand that they have flaws too.
Sure.
Like I got flaws, things about me that people like overlook to be in, you know, in my company and stuff like that. And I sometimes can give people a pass, and we can talk about things if it's too far past the line. But, you know, and then you can decide if people should be around you or if maybe that person ain't for me. But, you know, when people are doing that about every single thing, and it's almost like the good people eat their own. Like, it's like, dog, you can't, like, I don't believe in canceling because I don't think it's a real thing. I don't think cancel culture is a real thing. If you're good enough, it don't matter. If you can drop a hit song, there's been problematic people throughout history.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, if you're good enough, you know, history has shown that people will overlook your screw ups or whatever if you're good enough. So it's not a real thing, but I do believe you vote with your dollars. I ain't got to pay you my money if I don't vibe with you. So it's a balance.
But even beyond just the comedy landscape, I'm just worrying like I'll give you an example. So one of my favorite filmmakers is Spike Lee, and we all know where he stands with his beliefs and what everything that he's promoting.
Let me know. I guess I don't know. I mean, Spike. I don't know about Spike, but go ahead.
But the point is that he's if he's going to speak his mind, he'll do it with his and he'll do it with and he'll do it even with his art. And I feel like because of the landscape that's going on, even beyond comedy, just entertainment in general, where he'll be hindered. And ultimately, I don't think it'll happen, but there'll be people out there that'll probably hindered to speak out what they want to because they're afraid of what will happen or the repercussions. Because again, people out there don't have the thickest of skin.
But I think I do think that I think we go through cycles, and I think this is a phase for us, and then it'll go back to a phase where we have more open comedy.
See, that's where I was getting.
And because you can look at some of the comedy from 80s, 90s, whatever, even early 2000s, and
some of my favorite comedies have blackface in it, unfortunately. So
like you realize that some of the stuff, like one of my favorite shows is Martin.
Yeah.
I'm watching some of the episodes, like, you can't say that now. But,
no.
You know what I mean? And some of the best shows. I love George Carlin. Eddie Murphy is my favorite entertainer of all time.
He's the king.
You know what I mean?
He's the king.
Just favorite. I'm hands down. But some of the stuff in Raw and Delirious, you could never say right now. You know what I mean? And it's just you couldn't. But I love Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? And it's a thing. And I love certain types of risque comedy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I can laugh at myself. And I think that's probably the difference is a lot of people have lost the ability to laugh at themselves as far as the comedy stuff. Laugh at yourself and see the humor in something without taking it seriously.
Sure, yeah.
But it's harder to do that when the world is in the state that it is right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this may be a little naive for me to say, but at the end of the day, I think that we ultimately will prevail.
Oh, yeah. Like, because I'll be real with you, a lot of the times it's not even people disagreeing with seeing something that's risque or something like that. It's more like publicly, because some of these people will laugh at the jokes privately, but publicly be like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, just it's, for fear of judgment, for fear of like being grouped in with the wrong whatever. Or what they believe is the wrong whatever.
Sure. But, on the flip side of that coin, and I had a conversation with a friend of mine, shout out to Kyrie, where... Huh?
Irvin?
No, not Irvin. Kyrie Williams.
I'm like, give me some tickets, dog. Like, no, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the Kyrie I want to talk to, but he's kind of out there. But anyways.
Kyrie, hey, basketball. I'm talking about basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball, he's a beast. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. He has very, very unique stances. Go ahead.
I'd rather watch him on the court rather than be at the dinner table with him. Let's just say that. But anyway, shout out to Kyrie. So he actually made a point where I would say like in the late 2010s, where everything was, kind of similar now with the political climate and everything, we actually had a great abundance of art. Like there was some of the best music that was being put out, some of the best movies that were being put out. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we needed to really focus on creating the best art that we could to just get away from all this nonsense that's just going on in the everyday world.
That's usually when the best art happens. Look at
that's the point that I'm getting
at. Go back to the 70s and when Vietnam was going on.
Yep.
All types of classic albums, whether you're talking about the Beatles, you're talking about Jimi Hendrix, you're talking about, it's a long list or whatever.
Yeah.
So much good music was being made at that time. And it's because people need to either escape or people are like commenting on the political climate. You know what I mean? So it goes in cycles, man. It's always going to go in cycles. What was I going to say? But I do think that that art is something that it's going to, like, the people are going to cry out. Artists are always going to be like cut through. I think what stops artists from cutting through as much now is like the corporate influence.
Yeah.
Like, because they won't, like, the corporations won't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So then it slows down the money. So people now, they're making decisions like, I kind of want to take that trip to, to the islands or whatever. So I want to, I may not want to say that, or I may not want to do that, edit that out, and I'm all for, like, not just being offensive for the sake of being offensive.
Yeah.
But a lot of times comedy's offensive and you can't control what you laugh at. You know what I mean? If somebody says something, you might be ashamed that you're laughing, but you can't help it. If it's funny, it's funny. You know?
You want to know something that's really funny and ironic? And this is a personal thing for me. There was a time where I was extremely uncomfortable of getting laughed at, picked on. Somebody would just like make a crack about something that I was wearing or how I looked or whatever. I would not take it very well. Fast forward to now, I know how to laugh at myself very thoroughly, and I don't mind being embarrassed. But it's also kind of weird because now I'm at a point where I'm supposed to think very highly of myself and not even choke around in that sense either. Like I can't, make fat jokes about myself anymore because that's not the right thing to do. But
I hear what you're saying. But I agree. But it's like, it's because I think people we're conditioned not to laugh at these things, and laughter is therapy. You know what I mean? That's something that helps you get through it. You know what I mean? Like when my parents have done decent for themselves like now and everything like that. But when I grew up, we were poor, and we used to laugh at little things. Without me getting too much into the stories, we used to laugh at little things that that we used to go through and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I could say until I was an adult, I didn't realize my dad used to make these sandwiches. We used to call them Daddy Surprise, right? And we thought it was the best. They were like, can we have Daddy Surprise? Dog, you want to know what it is? It was like cream of, he would do cream of mushroom or cream of celery and put it on like over like a, steakums.
Okay. I know steakums.
Steakums and some bread. Yeah. And we thought it was the best thing. Like it was a little sandwich. We'd be like, yo, can we have? And he's like, I don't know. It was just because we didn't have money like that. And it was like, it was a quick thing to do. You know what I mean? Because all you needed was a can of soup and, some other stuff.
At the time, you guys thought it was $1 million idea. Yeah.
When I grew up, I was like, Daddy Surprise, huh? You know what I mean? It was like, really, you got us, right?
Daddy Surprise. That's the name of my 5th book.
Yeah. Anyways. I had to explain it because it's a weird name, but
it's super weird.
Look, hey, my dad, he tried to make it seem like it was something special. You know what I mean? And me, my sister, and my brother were just like, oh, yeah, we love that. You know what I mean?
I know some dudes right now that'll be watching this and be like, pause.
Oh, no, But you know what? For me, remember how you said you get to a point where you don't care? Mm-hmm. I think for me, I had a moment. I think it was because of the imposter syndrome and stressing about I know who I am. So I ain't got to worry about fronting for somebody else or whatever. Hey, if you want to think that that's something about me or whatever, I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? At this point, you know what I mean? I'm like, But I do watch the Mason Cameron.
Oh yeah, the pod, yeah.
They're hilarious.
They're fun, yeah. So what kind of projects do you have coming up in the works now for Isaiah Seward?
I started about a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think. I started Blue 82 with my
shout out to Michelle.
Business. Yeah, Michelle. And shout out to Michelle. I'll bring it. And we started producing some things. We produced a couple short films. My 10 Minutes podcast, which I'm gonna ask you to get on, put you on the spot. You already did one episode.
Yes, I did.
We're gonna. We got new season, new everything. So But I started doing that. I have a film Nemesis that I'm working on. Nice. It's a short film. It's a horror film. I'm working on a mental health based short film called Alone, and I'm producing that. I'm going to act in it too. Shout out to Horsepower. Horsepower is a film that I did the music for.
Okay.
I did a country song.
Okay.
And the country song is a banger. I don't care what nobody says. When you hear it, I'll let you listen.
What's
to
the
it.
name of it?
It's called Back on the Grind.
Okay.
I actually adapted it from a hip hop song that I made like years ago, and I had
was it a hidden treasure? Was it a hidden treasure?
Oh no, it was just a single that I put out because I wasn't gonna release it. I was just doing it because my friend Joe Cernio hit me up. I hadn't done a film. I did a film with him called Meet Mario like 8 years ago.
Okay.
And then he hit me up out of the blue. Dude, you still make beats? And then he asked me. I ended up scoring a film for him, and then he had me do this country song. And man, it came out great. I had my friend Sarah Mucko. She came and she actually played guitar, and she just she blew it away. She gave it that country vibe that it needed and everything like that. And at first I was like a little hesitant to do it, but it's won awards. You know what I mean? And I didn't expect it. So, yeah, man. I got. That's gonna be actually Horsepower is gonna be screening at Brightside Film Festival.
Yes, I will be there as well. Yep.
Yeah. So
give a shout out to Brightside Film Festival.
Oh yeah,
because I guess I wasn't planning to plug it, but I guess I'm starting to cut into your promo
maybe
time.
after. No, go ahead.
But yeah, Love and Hatred in Megawave City, which was written and directed by Eddie LeBron and Letitia Buchanan. I happen to be also part of the film as well. Little small role, little something.
Nah, no, ain't no little role.
But your boys in there, your boys on screen. So shout out to everybody at Love Your Face Films. Thank you guys for the opportunity, and it's gonna be in Jersey City if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Jersey City, August 3rd. Yeah, this episode will be out by then. So.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. I didn't know if I just messed it up, but yeah,
no,
you're good to go. Good to go. No, but and honestly, man, I've been seeing a lot of stuff that you're working on, and
thank you.
You're doing a lot. It's good. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to catch up to you, bro.
let's both catch up to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but I ain't doing no damn kickboxing.
Oh, bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. You might just like it because
we'll see.
But I will say though, it's not fun when when they get past your defenses and you get kicked like in the head. It was one good time. I got kicked in the head one time, and then after that, it was like, no, keep your guard up, buddy.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Anyways, I don't know why that just came to my head.
The bad thing is like when it happened, I thought it was a different kick, and I was going to grab the leg. You know what I mean? But he did one of them question mark kicks or whatever. I don't know if you know what the question mark kick is.
I think I got a visual.
Yeah, it's when they come straight up and the leg comes straight up and you thinking that they're coming to kick you straight forward, like a push kick. And then they curve it. So I went to grab and then I was like, uh-oh.
And also shout out really quick your production company.
Oh, yeah, Blue 82 Productions. That was a different one. I like that. Yo, but we're doing a lot of different things. We got a feature that we're going to work on next year. It's called Untold Lies. Mm-hmm. Man, I've been fortunate to have a lot of actors around me. Because one thing I will like to say is ask for help.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't ask for help, and including me, I don't ask for help a lot. And I had friends tell me, hey, we're friends in the industry. Why didn't you call me? Mm-hmm. I could have helped with this. And, and now I have people, calling me and stuff like that. And I'm actually able to produce things with people that are also amazing, talented people. Shout out to Sam Simone and a lot of other people that have helped me. So,
That's great. Round of applause real quick for Isaiah Seward. All right. Well, before we get into the final segment, let me just ask you real quick. We don't have to spend too much time on it.
All right.
But what is your prediction for the Chicago Bears this season?
Super Bowl. Every year. That is my prediction. I have been wrong for consecutive years.
For 40 years now.
Yes, consecutively. Like, very wrong. I would like to tell one really quick story.
Sure, yeah.
And when they went in 2006, when they went to the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. I was feeling myself. I had threw a Super Bowl
That was against
party.
the Patriots, right?
No, it was against Peyton Manning. And then,
the Colts.
If we went against the Patriots, I would not have had much confidence.
Gotcha. I thought you're right. It was against the Colts. I'm sorry.
When Devin Hester returned the opening kickoff, man, I thought we had it, right? I had people over the house and everything, and then we started losing. And I'm not proud of this, but about halfway through, they were all ragging on me, and it was just like me against everybody. And I might have told everybody you know how Martin used to kick everybody out. I might have told everybody they can get to stepping. You know what I mean? I kind of did, you know what I mean? But they talked me off the ledge. Everybody stayed and everything, but I didn't take the loss well.
Oh, okay. But apparently.
This year, though, I think realistically, we can make the playoffs. I think, and we'll build on that. But I do think we got a Super Bowl coming.
Okay, well, from your lips to God's ears, as long as it's not any of the teams that I hate.
What's your squad? I don't know.
The Jets. Yeah.
I mean, you got Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields.
You're a former quarterback. Yeah. Okay.
I did like Justin Fields, but I like Caleb better. You know what I mean? As far as skill-wise,
Well, everybody likes the new shiny toy.
Yeah. Now, he throw a couple interceptions, maybe then I'll be like, hey, we need to, get somebody else suited up.
Yeah, well, we'll just see. I don't have a lot of high hopes for my team this year, but I don't know. I've been wrong before when I should have been right.
Watch the Jets get to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Put it on DraftKings.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now it is time for everybody's favorite segment. It is now time for This or That. If you've never seen the show before, what happens is I will ask my guests here multiple choice questions. There's no right or wrong answers, just what you like best. It'll a nice way for people to get to know you more, and also a nice way to end the show on a positive note.
All
right, so are you ready, Marv? Are you ready, Isaiah?
I think so.
Okay, it's like I said, no right or wrong answer. It's not the SATs.
All right,
just do the best you can. All right. Damn, you did the Will Smith laugh too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Needless to say, it slaps. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for This or That. You, Mr. Seward. Playlist or podcast?
Oof. Recently, I'm gonna say podcast.
Okay. Slides or Crocs?
Slides.
Okay.
I balled back in the day. You know?
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Dogs or cats?
That's a good one. Cats.
Okay. Are you an early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Instagram or TikTok?
Damn, that's a good one. TikTok.
Okay. To give or to receive?
Give.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
It was gonna surprise people.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Introvert or extrovert? Yeah, I'm more of an introvert.
Okay, so I actually found out not long ago that the a little bit of both is ambivert. That's the term.
Ambivert. So that's what I am. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Batman or Superman?
Superman. Batman's not a freaking superhero. He's just a rich guy with gadgets. I like him. Go ahead.
I know some people that think that's fighting words right there.
So I got Superman, got my back. Bring it. You know what I mean?
Iron Man or Captain America?
Ooh. Iron Man.
Okay. Deadpool or Wolverine?
I like Deadpool sayings, but Wolverine. Come on now.
Got you. Are you glass half empty or glass half full?
Glass half full.
Would you rather be embarrassed or be afraid?
Embarrassed.
Would you
No. Run it back. Afraid.
Okay. Would you rather be too hot or be too cold?
Too hot.
Do you prefer dishes or laundry?
Laundry.
Do you prefer the window seat or the aisle seat?
Window. I like looking out the window.
Are you book smart or street smart?
And be smart?
I'll accept it. I don't know.
Like I went to college, but
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if that's a real word, but I'll accept it.
I know.
Would you rather speak every language or play every instrument?
Play every instrument.
Okay. Cardio or weights?
Cardio. I don't lift weights.
Dancing or karaoke?
Karaoke.
Drama or comedy?
Damn, that's a good one too. I'm better at drama, but comedy.
Okay. Movie theater or streaming service?
Theater.
Ice water or room temperature?
Ice water. You need that.
And then finally, teamwork or solo project?
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this or that. That is going to do it for this episode of First Class, Second Place. Thank you to my great guest, Isaiah Seward, for coming through here. Does anybody want to give a shout out to real quick before we close out?
Nah, because I'm going to forget somebody. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, everybody.
You get a shout out. You get a shout out. Everybody get a shout out.
Yeah, basically.
All right. And the part that we hate to do, but I'll let you do it, plug everywhere where they can find you on social media and stuff.
All right, let's start with TikTok since I said that was it.
Yeah.
TikTok is my name is Isaiah.Seward, S-E-W-A-R-D. Isaiah's I-S-A-I-A-H. And everywhere else is Isaiah Seward 4. Okay. So I-S-A-I-A-H, S-E-W-A-R-D 4.
All right. Sounds good, man. And thank you so much for coming through, man. Really appreciate it. And
I appreciate it.
Check out the 10 minutes. Got to check that out.
10 minutes. We got some new ones coming, and you already said on camera that you're going to come. So
yes, absolutely. Looking forward to it, and good luck to the Bears as well.
The Bears.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at I'm Jason Enrique on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube at Jason Enrique. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the First Class, Second Place podcast. We out.
Nice.